He's able to clear him, but that would have been a moment where we'd have had to back off. The flashing lights in the mirrors is Lance David Arnold in the Mercedes, trying to get past that traffic, but also trying to distract Max Edelhoff as well.
So this battle very well and truly on, and Lance David Arnold has had his breather. He's got that Mercedes now back onto the rear bumper. Through Stavelot they go. This is where he wants the momentum. He wants more momentum than the Audi, coming through the right-hander, out of Campus, through Stavelot. Now the run down to Blanchimont. He's dropping slightly back off the Audi. He needs to get right on the Audi's tail and then outbrake him into the very, very hard braking for the chicane. It's a very, very tight right followed by a very, very tight left. They've got slight traffic. Edelhoff flashes the headlights. Let me by, and he gets bolted at the apex of the right-hander. He takes the left-hander though. It hasn't cost him too much. He'll be able to get back on the power. Past the pits then. He's still got the Porsche in front of him. He's wanting to get by into the braking area for the source. And as difficult as it is for Max Edelhoff to get past the back markers, it's just as difficult for Lance David Arnold to get by them in the Mercedes.
One thing I'm pretty certain, I'm sure there's a regulation say you can only flash your light X amount of times, and Lance there is
exceeded that,
he's got his finger permanently on the button, I think, at the moment. But that Merc looks pretty quick, doesn't it? Sparks flying up for Eau Rouge.
Watch out here, watch out at the end of this Kemmel Straight. Lots of traffic to try and get past. That might be Max Edelhoff saving grace here. He has to go to the inside to try and get past the traffic. There's a TCR car sitting in the middle, some movement. Everyone's still facing in the right direction. Yes, they are, but they had to be super careful through those traffic. There was one or two cars traveling very slowly. I think it was a synchro car, actually, that was traveling even slower than a TCR car, quite naturally.
I think here we go. I think Merck's right.
He can't do it here. He's going to defend super hard. He's going to be right on the hugging that inside curb. No way through here. No way without risk to go through anywhere up until the Fagnes complex now.
No,
he's done it down there.
Yeah.
He's done it with Jackie Hicks. It's the left-hander after the Brussels hairpin, and no doubt that the momentum of the Audi was compromised quite considerably. They're through the double left-hander at Pouhon, and Max Edelhoff, that may be the championship that he's just seen come down his inside and take that second place back away. He has the audacity to flash his lights as they go towards Piff Paff. They're through the right-hander.
Max is quick through her.
Yeah,
he's very quick, and he gets back. The question is, where are they stint-wise, which would give us an indication of where they are tyre-wise. Lance David Arnold has only 13 minutes into his stint. If he's on fresher tyres, that's why that car is grippier.
Yeah, you've got a 40-minute advantage. Yeah. So we won't see any more pit stops, but he's definitely got better tyres, that's for sure.
Are the tyres consistent through the stint? Or will a 40-minute set of tyres be different?
They were 40 minutes under code 60, so...
Yeah,
no
true.
Difference.
That's a good point.
They are effectively brand new tyres as well.
Right.
So, but I always I know with Matt Neal's racing synchro, and I'm good friends with Matt, and when I watch him racing touring cars, if you get past, you just got to go throw it up. The next corner, if you let them get away, they go away. You've got to try and get up and get in there again and mess with their heads. But it looks like Lance David is making a bit of a breakaway, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's now got a 2 seconds lead, which doesn't sound very much, 2 seconds.
A couple of other suggestions for the Spirit of the Race Award. How about Ebby Motors, who started the day with no engine in the car? Yesterday they didn't qualify and they didn't night practice because there was no engine. But Ebby Motors being suggested by Marcel Duke. It's a very good suggestion. The engineers must have done a huge amount of work to get that car out and running. And they are not only running, but I think they are still leading their class. Yes, they are. They're still leading 991 class by a lap and 20 seconds. So good suggestion for Ebby Motors. And then also the 151 BMW Cup 1 car, which is run by Sorg Rensport with a quadriplegic driving. Does he deserve the Spirit of the Race Award? Well,
yeah, he's mega.
I'm just looking at the TCRs, there's some invested interest in here, looking at the times, and Rick is still banging in times which are, 1:38 there, 2:38, sorry, 1:38, that would be very quick. Almost the same pace as the Porsche behind him. Harry is a few seconds off that. It's going to be very tight at the end. They've got about a 2-minute lead, don't they? About 2.5.
I've been trying to catch just what that lead is, or the gap, I should say, between second and third. And until Rick Breukers brings the car round. In fact, are you looking for the tracker there, are you, Ben?
I'm looking for the page.
All right.
Oh, that doesn't have gaps. Useless.
No, it's not until he clicks by onto the same lap as Harry Hilders that we'll get an idea of what the gap is between second and third in TCE, and of course first and second in TCR.
2 minutes is a lot to make up. Even even if you're doing 5 seconds, 4 seconds, that quicker, we've only got 35 minutes to go. That's about what, 15 laps, is that right?
Yeah, it's a long lap, isn't it? And Spa tends to just soak up the clock so quickly, doesn't it? Before you know it, it's gone.
Which is, again, why do I like racing here? It's because most races back in the UK are 20 or 30 minutes long. We've still got 35 minutes to go here.
Yeah, we've still got a motor race, a national level motor race to go, haven't we? Yeah. And anything can happen, you know. We tend to be complacent. 30 minutes to go. We've been going for 11 and a half minutes. Surely it's over. It's never, ever over until that checkered flag. And as ever, the leading Ferrari team, Bohemia Energy Racing with Scuderia Praha, have put in Matteo Magliucelli, and there's a reason why he's finishing that car. They are strengthening their position, and they don't want anything to slip away, because you can't underestimate Lance David Arnold. Look at how he put that car on the pole position.
And they're doing great times, both of them, 2:23s both, only 3 seconds off the day running. These guys know what they're doing, don't they?
Yes. Look who snuck up into 4th place. The number 1 Hofer car. It's second in the A6 Pro. It's 4th overall. And he's got a 30-second gap to Max Edelhoff in the car ahead of him, and he's about a second and a half quicker.
15 laps.
Doable.
What a great race. I'm enjoying my time so much in it up here. Can I come? How much does this pay? Can I just come up and
pay? Oh, you've got to pay to be here, man.
That's almost what you do with racing.
It's like being a driver. You've got to pay for your drive.
This is a lot easier.
You've got to pay for your seat.
Well, actually, it's not easy. You have to talk
for 12 hours.
You were going to say something
I was going to say something totally different.
And then you remembered you were live on air, didn't you? Yes. Oh, yes. GM Lippmann's career, first and last career in motorsport commentary.
30 seconds between Christian Frankenhout and Lance David Arnold in 2nd position. You wouldn't expect that to change, but I wonder if Christian can find enough time to close down Max Edelhoff and get himself onto the podium. They treated this as almost 2 6-hour races, Hoffer Racing. They put all of their AM drivers in the first half of the race, got them all out of the way, and the second half of the race, they've just been climbing up the field with their pros and semi-pros, and it's been an absolute wonder to see. Kenneth Heyer, his stint was spellbinding, and Christian Frankenhout probably hasn't had the opportunities to be spellbinding thanks to various Code 60s, but he's doing the business now. He's being pursued by Sven Muller, Porsche Works driver, Adam Christodoulou, Mercedes Works driver. It's an amazing array of drivers out on the head of this field at the moment.
Andrew Marriott enthuses about the ability of Christian Frankenhout. In fact, across in Atlanta for Petit Le Mans, Marriott's working for American television, and I'm no doubt in his downtime he's been trying to sell off Christian Frankenhout to an American team in IMSA.
Well, look at his time.
There's no question.
Yeah, it's only 1.9 seconds off of the day pace, and he's one of the quickest drivers out there, isn't he?
1.9 seconds off what, Jim?
In saying that, actually, he's now lost 5 seconds.
Yeah, he had a slow lap in traffic, but easy, isn't it? Easily done.
Very easy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who's just set their fastest sector? Adam has. Adam Christodoulou in the Mercedes has just gone and set the fastest sector in sector 1. Good lad.
The James May is leading TCE.
Not the floppy-head idiot.
No, not that James May. James May and Paul May, father and son team.
Correct, yeah.
Son James being given the job of finishing the CWS Ginettas race, and he's currently leading not just his SP3 class, but the TCE race overall. And I'm just waiting for things to click by. Rick Breukers is 1 minute and 51 seconds behind the 2nd place Harry Hilders Cupra.
No, that's not doable.
It's not doable with 30 just over 30 minutes,
Not
let's
quite,
say.
but how exciting is this?
Yeah,
it's
great.
It's so much great racing in between it, and I hope everybody, wherever you're watching, is kind of enjoying it as much as I am. And I was racing a few hours ago, and I'm now sitting up here and just a bit spellbound. But what a terrific race this is across the whole field. So this is what you don't see when you're in the garage, and it's really nice to come up here and actually get.
Well, you tend to be focused on all the races that I was part of a team with. People would say, so who won the race? And I would say, it certainly wasn't us. And I would say, I haven't a clue. And you just become so focused on your own race, don't you? You don't actually see what's going on, which is only right.
Our job is to pick out every single battle that we possibly can and enthuse about it. And read this array of numbers and letters in front of us. And some timing screens are much more tricky than others. This is actually a very good timing screen. Plenty of data to read, and you can get it online if you fancy it, live timing. One I've just picked up on is the battle for second in 991. It is between Leon Amerouche and Nico Verdonk. Verdonk was epically fast in the early part of this race. He was mixing it with the A6s, even though it's a 991 car. Just 10 seconds now, the gap between those two cars, and I think Verdonk is going to get himself up into second in 991. They're a bit too far off Ebby Motors, who deserve a big pat on the back for getting that car out on track, having had no engine in it last night. But a little bit of fight going on between those two, and also between 125 Bas Kuyten's Audi RS3 and Vincent Rademacher's Audi RS3. JM, I think you might be losing a position there.
Yeah, well, I think we done pretty well from where we started, to be honest. I think we really struggled with the car. And what you can't see, well, you can see on the time scheme, we have the DSG road gearbox in, and AC Motorsport are running the sequential gearbox, and it is substantially quicker. And also they have ABS and we don't, and it makes, especially for a AM driver, driving without ABS is tricky, because if you lock up your tyre, you then have to live with that. Where that stops you locking up the tower, and it allows you to brake a little deeper and take a few more chances. I'm
just looking at the manual GM has in front of him, and that was pages 37, 59 and 73 of the race driver's manual of excuses there. Have you got any more?
I got loads.
Okay. It sounded like that, my man.
I got loads. And come next week, I'm really old now.
That is funny. That is funny.
I think I was just looking. I can imagine Baz got on the call to Harry and goes, right, you need to go faster. I just wonder what his reply was.
Yeah, they've just clicked by, and his lap time there. He's 1 minute and 18 seconds behind the Ginetta now. And that James May-driven Ginetta has just taken that race. He's taken it, he's put it between his teeth, and he's just bit a chunk out of the TCE race right there.
I wonder if they're going to have to stop for fuel.
Well, let's have a look.
Running quite a long time.
1 minute and 30. He's going to be right on the 2 hours, isn't he?
Yeah, and
he's going to be right on the 2 hours.
It depends. They have a much smaller fuel tank. I think they're not allowed to fill quite as much as they would do normally. And he's going to be on fumes, or he's going to have to pit in the next 28 minutes.
Now then, the question is that how that Ginetta got ahead of Harry Hilder's, the 175, because it stayed out instead of pitting?
Yeah.
So I think you may have clinched it there, my man. Well done. Yeah, you should do this for a living. I think you may have clinched that. I think James May, and if Bruce is down there, you might want to just sneak in on your hands and knees or on your belly into CWS Engineering and have a look and see what they're doing. I would imagine they'll just send him by and send him straight down to fueling, but you might then, Bruce, have to ask the question of Colin. Whether he tells you or not, it's a different matter altogether. He's pretty open, he's pretty fun, he's a pretty fun guy, and I'm sure he's enjoying leading this race into the later stages, knowing that his car potentially has a pit stop to give us. That's interesting.
And just as I was talking about a little while ago, people were going a bit slow. We just now seen the fastest lap time in the Audi R8 by Frederic Verisch, who's just put the fastest time of the whole race for that car. So there are now pushing, and maybe the track's coming back a little bit, and the air temperature is giving the cars a little bit more power. And
well, Vervish he could do this with his eyes shut. The amount of experience he's got around this track.
He's probably feeling this. I had to feel my way around the track with no headlights in the car before.
I can't believe that there are some green sectors out on track at the moment.
I know.
Bob Vilvet in the Speed Lover 991 car. He's just done the fastest first sector of his car's race after 225 laps.
Can I speculate, actually, because no one can now see the track limits, maybe everyone's taking a few advantages.
Yeah,
That's a valid point.
Almost certainly a valid point. That is a good reflection of my C1 career in the night.
You actually said the same, didn't you?
Yeah, I did exactly the same thing. Nobody's watching, so why not?
Well, definitely for Paul Ricard, that's what you can do at night. But
well, here it's straighten up Eau Rouge and purple sector from Frederick Verviche. Straight up Eau Rouge. Don't worry about the curb on the left-hand side. Keep it nice and straight. Carry momentum. Kind of like that. And
that's quick. 39.9.
Let's see if he gets the rest of the lap done.
That is rapid, isn't it? The quickest time that I can see above it. There's a 40.4, 40.1.
Car collection has just gone. Oh no, it's Adam.
It's Adam Christodoulou.
Yeah.
Have we got our dynamic championship
kind of
standings?
I don't trust it, but
I know. I'm always dubious as well. I'm just wanting to know if Adam's done enough for the pro sport. So it's still pro sport.
Yeah, it's still pro sport.
And Porsche Laura just dropped down a place to Nico in the 991 class.
Yeah, Verdonk has managed to make it stick. So second position on the podium for the QSR Racing School. And as I say, Verdonk was absolutely mega at the start of the race, mixing it with the A6s, with the GT3 cars in a cup car. It was quite an impressive drive. Okay, the different talents of the drivers at that point, but absolutely mega. Frederick Verviche has had probably a traffic-filled middle sector.
Right, I've got some info here from Callum Doggerel, who used to work for Colin White as a refueler. So Callum believes the 178 went in and refueled under code 60. Now, Callum, I need you to make some calls if you have still got a good relationship with that team. You used to be a refueler. But no, do you mean the last code 60 at the very end there with an hour to go? Or did he last fuel under code 60, which would mean he's only got a half a fuel allocation? I'm sure you mean the most recent code 60. He did refuel, so I still think Bruce should go and ask the question of Colin, though.
It's only going to be in most 50 litres. 50 litres is about 50 minutes.
Yeah, we've got Bruce. Yes, go ahead, Bruce.
Go on, Bruce.
I have Colin White, who wants to ask me when he should refuel the car. It's the final roll of the dice. Do you need to come in?
No. Well, we've got a minute and 20 seconds in hand, but what we're looking at is the lead car, and so if the lead car, we're in front of it, we're going to have to do another lap.
Oh, wow.
And then we're close to driving time, but we think we're there.
And what about the fuel?
We've just got to roll the dice.
Shoes and socks off, do all the counting. Best of luck, and James Bay's doing a great job out there. It could be TCE class victory. I'll leave you to do the maths and cross whatever you need to, but thanks for moving away from the screen.
I think that sounds incredibly
So it's going to be tight?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, what do? You just park it before the finish line, wouldn't you? And just wait for them to
slow
come around.
last lap, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he needs to do. Drop behind the leader, know where the leader is and drop behind the leader. But to have that fewer fuel coming the end of the race. Ooh,
and also driving time. But for driving, going over the 2-hour driving time, there's a time penalty. And it may be a minute or 30 seconds, or is it 2 minutes? Would that still give them the lead? You've got to look at it. I've seen that before. Some teams gone, we've left him out because it was we would lose more time.
Well, he's got a minute and 19, so if it was a minute's penalty that he would take for being over the drive time, I'm sure it's 3 minutes, though.
Oh, is it?
I think it is.
Quick Google.
Yeah, please do.
Other search engines
we have got
available.
A copy of the regs here.
Yeah, but they're partial regulations.
Yeah, I think they're supplementary regs, aren't they?
I think they might be supplementary, not the full book. You have lost a position now, JM. Vincent Rademacher's got ahead of you, so that's 9th and 10th in TCR.
He did give me a very nice wave down the Kemmel Straight.
Really?
When I say wave, more of I may have misunderstood his hand gesture.
Hang on, look at what Wolfgang's just done on the last lap. Best first sector of the race for that car. So
good lad.
He's responding.
The air is thick.
Well, I'm not going to say anything about track limits again.
No, but I think you're totally right.
But Wolfgang's definitely explored the track limits.
Christodoulou's done a similar thing in his car at Sector 1.
I can promise you, they're all right. They're all taking advantage because no one can see anymore. It's pitch black.
Yeah, exactly.
And I know everyone, was all track limits, tram limits, but believe me, as a driver, when you got a bit of empty tarmac, you can think, well, why not use it? But that's actually one of the hardest things here. My first time at Spa, certain corners, and most of them, in fact, have got these huge bollards that if you hit those, that's going to rip the front out of your rad. So it's actually a very difficult track to learn because what you want to do is safely explore the limits. And if you go a foot over, you think, okay, I can get away. I've got away with that. I'll learn from it. But if you go a foot over here, you've just ripped the side off your car. So the only place you can really make any real advantage is obviously turn 3 and turn 17, where you can go wide and increase the turning point there.
It's interesting that the Fagnes chicane has had those bollards because in other races, including the Blancpain 24 Hours, they didn't have the bollards, and that meant that cars were consistently over the curbs into the grass, and by the end that track was filthy with people dragging all over the place.
Well, thankfully we're not in the Palmo circuit scenario where and actually, to be fair, one of the things I hate about UK racing is that people that are not aware of the UK tracks, most of them have pressure plates and cameras like a speed camera that takes a picture of your car if you go over the white line, basically, and it's quite draconian. You get 3 chances during a race.
Where do they have that?
Pretty much every Palmer track. Snexton, Brands, Donington now, Alton Park. Every Palmer owned track because he likes his grass.
Wow.
I mean, not marijuana, but he likes his lawn grass.
He flies over in his helicopter to check it looks good.
Yeah, he does, and the circuits do look great, but I really wish they wouldn't do that because I think it does ruin racing a bit. Being that draconian of 3 times over a track limit, you get 5-10 second penalty, and 5 times. It doesn't matter if it's a 24-hour race.
That's painful, though, isn't it?
And then you get drive-throughs. So. Yeah. I'd much would prefer the FIA rules on this.
Or you don't have enough marshals to police it properly. So one moment you'll be driving that line, which is absolutely fine, nobody's noticed, and then all of a sudden somebody is looking, and then all of a sudden it's wrong, and there's no consistency. And it does, it's very frustrating. Track limits.
We've got a bit of a situation for the final step of the overall podium, guys. Christian Frankenhout is taking chunks of time out of Max Edelhoff in the car ahead of him. 32 seconds the gap, 3 seconds quicker that last time by. However, with just under 19 minutes left, I'm not sure there is enough time on the clock to take that gap. Oh, the gap has come. I'm saying that gap has gone down to 19 seconds from 32.
Yeah.
And I don't know how it did that. It's just now in front of me.
It's a time screen thing. So it's actually the gap to the nearest lap. So it's comparing it to last David Arnold.
All right, okay.
And when it comes across the line, it'll be 30-something seconds.
All right, okay. That's very confusing.
It is a little bit.
If you look up and catch it at that point, you're monitoring the gap, which is inaccurate.
1 minute 35. Rick Breakers and the Red Camel Jordan car behind the NKPPPA. I don't think he's going to do it on pace.
No, he needs something else than that, isn't he?
Yeah. 31 seconds is the gap between 4th and 3rd.
No, 41 seconds is the gap between 4th and 2nd. 31 between 4th and 2nd. So you've got lap, gap, lap, lap.
Oh, right, okay.
So that's next car.
So it's not the next car.
No, it's very...
Right, I've been working off that as being the next car, would you believe?
Confusing.
For the whole season. Rob? He's our timekeeper. Did they explain that one?
It's 18 seconds to Max Edelhoff, and it's 31 seconds to last David Arnold.
Right.
I'm just seeing car 135 and 888, which is the AC Motorsport, are going to be called into scrutineering afterwards. I don't know if that's normal.
Yeah, it is.
Is
very
it
normal.
just a random?
You've also got the current leaders being told to finish under the podium, directly to the podium. Leaders of TCE. Still being the number 178 CWS Janetta, James May at the wheel. Harry Hilders is probably looking like he's going to hang on to that 2nd place.
And that is for the championship.
And that is for the championship also. And that will be fantastic for those guys.
They will take 3rd in the over. No, they won't take the championship in TCR.
Will they not?
Because Red Camels have got enough points.
Of course, yeah. So, and drivers' champion in TCR will be Ivo Breukers. Am I right?
With a broken leg.
With his broken leg, yeah.
Ivo Breukers and Antti Burri.
He's going to share it, yes, isn't he? Antti Burri and Rick Breukers. Ivo.
Antti Burri's got enough points whichever car he's in. He's in the Kawasaki or no LMS.
Yeah.
So he's sitting third in class, and that gives him enough points to equal Ivo Breukers.
Ah.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I know Ivo and Rick were so keen to win this race because last year it was taken away from them just before the podium.
Under the podium.
Yep. They were interviewed as the winners, and then they weren't.
Di stepped up and said, "I'm sorry, you haven't won. I'm going to have to, interview Antti Burri."
Yeah. Ivo overtook a car under code 60 and tried to give it back, and the guy wouldn't go back. So there was this communication thing where that was very, very hard, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it goes to show what a fair championship this is. So.
Yeah, and I think they're consistent. Certainly from my perspective, from up here. Do you feel that as a competitor?
Yeah,
you feel that Martin's consistent with these?
Martin's a very, very decent man when it comes to comes to laying down the law properly. I think they. So we were talking before about basically banning certain teams and drivers for inappropriate behaviour. Let's say that
extreme inappropriate behaviour.
Exactly. And quite rightly so. And when somebody needs a slap on the wrist, they give them a slap on the wrist, or it's just a talking to. I've certainly been involved. Not that I was on the wrong side of it. When we've just sat down in a room and discussed it, and everyone's walked away with a handshake.
And Martin has said that to me. He'd rather educate than penalise.
Yeah.
And being in that kind of profession before, I used to always find you got a better response when you pointed out the error of someone's ways rather than just slap a ticket on them.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you have to say probably most of the drivers are a little bit more relaxed. I mean, one thing I found with the British GTs the other week at Donington in the Nissan GT4 was how intense that 1 hour stint was, because you are racing every car, every inch of the track, and here, let's be fair, if someone's faster, there's no point holding them up because your strategy might be totally different. But so probably drivers are a little calmer here and are probably a little bit more able to take on board that criticism rather than getting out of a sprint race and you're still pumped high full of adrenaline.
With 14 minutes remaining, we have the results of our Spa Spirit of the Race Award. And I can officially announce, have we got any drums for a drum roll? Thank you, guys. That was pathetic. It's going to the AMR team, the Aston Martin team, for being insane enough to continue after being so far out of this race. But as we spoke to Andy Palmer, what's not to like about driving an Aston Martin Vantage GT8 around Spa on a Saturday evening?
With your mates.
And with your mates.
Yeah.
And so Peter Kate, Andy Palmer, and Sir Chris Hoy, and that whole team, the old AMR Racing Motorsports team, using that car.
What a great brand as well, Aston Martin.
Yeah, and I'm trying to talk Andy Palmer into. I'm trying to talk him into bringing a GT3 car into the series and running it the whole series.
Yeah. And a rehearsal in the background.
Yeah, well, we've got the PA speaker just next door to us, which is what you can probably hear.
I'm going to say
through.
Goodbye to you because I'm going to hopefully go and celebrate with the team. That would be nice. And what a pleasure it has been speaking to you guys.
It's really great to have.
Later.
Yeah, we speculate, as I've said this to you before, haven't I? We speculate, but what you can give us is actual definitive insight as to what's going on
I hope so.
in those cars.
I really enjoy it.
And if you're not, you're doing a great job of just making it up.
Well, slow car in sector 3, so there's still some drama going on.
You can't drag yourself away from it.
I want to carry on.
I know. Yeah, I know. No, it's good to have you. I'm looking forward to seeing you in that GT4 BMW at Dubai.
That's going to
be interesting. Yeah.
In fact, I was just thinking about it, going, you know what? I think I want an extra test day.
I think you should. You can't have enough time in the seat, can you?
Who is slow? Maybe it's the Cooper TCR
Right, I'm going to drag his headset off him. Okay, I'm going to switch him. I'm going to switch him off. We'll switch him off because he just can't drag himself away.
Yeah, 147. I think good final thoughts there, JM. 1 minute final sector rather than a 40-second. There's certainly a mistake there from Jaime Fontcasas, which is the Bapro Motorsport Cupra. sits 6th and should stay 6th in TCR. Yeah, I mean, looking at the timing screens, don't think anything's going to majorly happen, but we've still got 10 minutes remaining. Things can happen. Vincent Rademak is still putting in a pushing performance. About 10 minutes ago, he was in 10th. He's now 8th spot in TCR. He's moved ahead of 2 cars. And I wonder if Wolfgang Haug will get a position in the last couple of laps. They are pursuing Johan Gustafsson in the SPV Cupra. And there is only a maths 7-second gap between the two of them, and he took 6 seconds out in the last lap alone. So it'll be interesting to see how that develops.
Christian Frankenhout continues to lap slightly quicker than the car in front of him, so he is reducing the gap between 3rd and 4th. He went about just over half a second, about 7/10 gained there. Still not quite enough. He's still got about 15 seconds to make up, hasn't he, there? About 14 seconds to get that final step of the overall podium. They are running 2nd in the A6 Pro class, so we are going to see them spraying champagne if things finish. Only 10 minutes remain, though. 10 minutes of what's been quite an interesting Spa 12 hours. We've had lots of incident, Ben, and I've got to say I'm a little bit surprised at the amount of incident we've had. I know Spa does that because of the high speeds. I don't think the mixed classes has had anything whatsoever to do. In fact, I can remember 2 years ago, the Spa 24 hours, all GT3s, it was complete carnage.
And actually, sometimes it's the fact that they're all running at similar speeds that creates more carnage.
Yeah, that's right.
Harder to overtake people.
That's right, absolutely.
I think just today it's been about the temperatures, it's been about the fact that the track has been so attractive to push, and then that's where you find yourself a little bit closer to the limit perhaps you're capable of, and mistakes happen. We've had a couple of big ones. Eau Rouge has bitten a couple of times, and that horrible accident at the end of the race outside La Source. Again, side-by-side contact, which pitched the RS3 into the barrier and took a huge chunk out of the barrier and a huge chunk out of the RS3, but thankfully driver was okay there. It hasn't been the thriller up front. The Ferrari really has had the legs on everybody else. It's got the best driver lineup, sits in pro category, and nobody else really could touch it. On one lap pace, for sure, there was people who could rival the Ferrari, but across the board, across the 12 hours, it's gone their way when others have faltered, like the 911 Herbert Motorsport car that we talk about being so successful, so in control. This weekend has not been that from them. Mistake and an accident on the Friday test, and then sadly a puncture. Probably nothing to do with them at all, not their fault whatsoever, but they are sitting in 8th spot and will finish this race in 8th and 5th of the AM A6 category. I don't think we're going to see any changes elsewhere. Christian Frankenhook doing a sterling performance, keeps pushing. He's now just 13 seconds behind Max Edelhoff for that final podium spot. But with only 8 minutes to go, I'm not quite sure he's going to have quite enough time.
No, not at all. Not at all. And the race for TCE, Touring Car Endurance Series, is currently being led by James May still in that CWS Ginetta. I'm not sure, Ben, when that change for the lead of TCE actually took place, because we were talking about the almost domination of the 175, and then all of a sudden, we knew that the 178 was gaining, but then all of a sudden, it was in the lead, and I completely missed that, and I'm not sure if I missed that over dinner.
No, I think I was over at dinner. I think it was when I was at dinner. Or I think it was actually just in a Code 60. A lot of the way that this race has been dictated has been through Code 60s. When you took your Code 60, who you were stuck behind in your Code 60. There was nearly 3 hours worth of Code 60 running. It's 25% of the race.
Yeah.
It's dictated quite a lot of it. And one final question that we know needs to be answered is, where is James May in that Ginetta in comparison to Malucelli? Because the CWS engineering boys are nervous that they don't have enough fuel, and I think he's still ahead on the tracking. I think he's clicked through Sector 1 before Matthew Malucelli, and it's going to be that last lap thing, isn't it? It's going to be just back off on the very last lap, hope that the guys in second in TCE, which is Harry Hilder's still 1 minute 20 back, are not going to pass you, and they won't, because they're still in Sector 3 of the lap. Just watching now, any moment now we should see, yes, through goes James May on sector 3. Matteo Malicelli's still in sector 2, and therefore that does mean that CWS Engineering still do have to fall back.
178 is just coming through Blanchimont as the number 11 Ferrari comes out of Stavelot. And I think with 6.5 minutes remaining,
you might be able to catch him.
The Ferrari is going to catch the Ginetta and overtake it and put it onto the lap it needs to be put on. So the 178 is not going to need that extra lap. We'll keep an eye on the tracker with that. 178 Ginetta now just coming into the chicane, turning right and then left, and just trying to fathom out. He's gone behind the... Where is he? Come back, my man. I've lost him off the tracker now. Ah, there. Is that him going down to? Yes, it is. He's going down towards Eau Rouge as
there he is,
the Ferrari goes around La Source.
We should be watching the TV pictures.
Yeah. Thank you to our director, who's just put that on the stream. The Ginetta just coming onto the Kemmel Straight. The Ferrari not far behind him now, though. Yeah. Gaining. I think this lap's going to be the lap that the Ferrari laps him.
Sven Muller in the pits for fuel.
Oh.
So the Manthey Racing boys have not got that completely correct. He's had to come into fuel with 5 minutes remaining. And yeah, they haven't quite worked out how much fuel they needed. I think they're going to drop behind Adam Christodoulou. It's not going to be a big deal for them. They're in their own class. But in terms of our race, it's still something exciting. And it gives Adam Christodoulou perhaps a few more points as well. He'll move up into 5th position rather than 6th, where he's been for the majority of his stint. Plugging away, but not close enough to actually make a position change.
Now, the Ginetta has just gone through Jackie Higgs and is heading down towards Puant. The Ferrari comes through Jackie Higgs now and is gaining. I think before we even get to Piff Paff, we might have the 178 Ginetta going behind the Ferrari, and this will allow Colin White's blood pressure to come down from the dangerous level of where it is at the moment. He's coming onto the back of the Ginetta now, according to the tracker, into Piff Paff. We haven't gotten on the TV stream yet, but this is more significant for the Ginetta.
Here he is.
Just coming into
through campus
now.
Yep.
And that should be the Ferrari right there behind him. And through Stavelot, we'll just follow that car around. The Ferrari just coming through Stavelot behind it, heading down towards Blanchimont. The Ferrari should get onto the tail of the Ginetta as they go into the chicane, and tracker showing the Ferrari onto the tail of the Ginetta now, so we'll find out as they come out of the chicane. And I'm going to do this the old-fashioned way, Ben. I'm going to see if I can identify it by looking out of the window. I've got all of these screens, trackers, TV screens.
Ginetta's an easy one with the green stripe.
There's the Ginetta.
Yeah. There's
the Ferrari right on its tail into La Source.
Yeah,
there it is.
Flashing the lights. Should be the easiest pass of the day. Down the inside. Thanks very much.
Colin, you can sit down now, mate. You can sit down. Have that glass of sherry. Calm your nerves. You don't need that extra lap of fuel.
3 laps remaining. We're going to get 3 minutes remaining, sorry. We're going to have this lap and one more. 2 laps, I reckon, left of this race. Because he's going to come over the line with 40 seconds remaining, Malicelli, unless he backs off massively on this last lap. He did a 28 that last time through. And therefore, that is going to be a quick change. See if there's anything that's particularly pressing at the rest of the order. Everyone looks kind of within 20 seconds of each other, so I don't think we're going to see any other changes. Christian Frankenhoek has got to within 9 seconds of Max Edelhoff now, so it's been a great push from the #1 Hoffa Racing to try and get on that podium for the final time. But unless something dramatic happens in these last 2 laps, Edelhoff is going to hold on, I think. Although, saying that, Christian Frankenhoek took 4.5 seconds out of Edelhoff on that last lap alone. So anything actually still could happen here.
Yeah.
Must have been horrible traffic for Edelhoff. And actually Frankenhoek in the middle sector of this lap has lost a second. So maybe nasty traffic on this particular lap.
we've probably got, when the Ferrari gets back to us here, that Ferrari's going to go into one more lap. Yeah. And Right Turn Lover is in keeping us right here, Ben. This is the first 24H Series Championship season that Chantel Prince, formerly Kroll, will not be overall drivers' champion. However, Uncle Martin in TCE will take over that family obligation. But Uncle Martin will win the drivers' championship for TCE, not for the GT series. So they're going for different championships there, Chantal and Martin. And tension mounting in the Pro Sport garage there. Charlie Putman and Joe Foster. I didn't see Charles Espinlab there, but I'm sure he was sat next to Charles Putman as the Ferrari crosses the line in front of us now. There he goes, just in front of our vantage point up here, above the pits.
Last lap being confirmed.
Last lap. So what can we say about Scuderia Praha? The Ferrari team certainly know how to go about their long-distance endurance racing in this series. They're very familiar with the format of the Code 60s, which can be so off-putting and can catch you out and disadvantage you in such a huge way. And once again, not starting from pole position, but merely by 0.006 of a second, Magliucelli missed out. It didn't matter though. We've had a great battle, Ben. The Lance David Arnold SPS Performance Mercedes is certainly taking it to them, and then keeping sort of coming out of the wings and popping up have been the Pro Sport Performance, whose race was put on the back foot quite considerably by that spin at the first corner.
Yeah, absolutely.
Max Edelhoff in the Car Collection Audi, they've been there or thereabouts. And what can we say about Sven Muller and that Manthey team? They have driven that new to be homologated, the new 2019 Porsche 911 GT3. It's in development, and once again, it's almost got an overall podium. It's in 5th place overall.
And it's held on to 5th.
Not far off. Yeah, absolutely.
Having had to do that splash and dash at the end, still 26 seconds ahead of Christa Dulu. The battle for 3rd clicks onto its last lap. Edelhoff still has an advantage. No, it hasn't yet, actually. Still not clicked over. They've still got quite a long way to go, those two, to get the checkered flag, because Magliucelli is behind them. Edelhoff now comes to the line, registers 17 seconds back, and only 5 seconds behind is Christian Frankenhoek. Something remarkable could still happen on that last lap. 5 seconds is quite big, but we've seen that kind of a gap from them before. There is our championship protagonists, the drivers inside the cars. Joe Foster closest to us. Putman to the outside. They travel from America each time. And Espen Laub sitting down with the beanie on, but it is the checkered flag for Matteo Magliucelli and the Bohemia Energy Racing by Scuderia Praha Ferrari. Victory here at the 12 hours of Spa. A commanding victory, a controlled victory, and the checkered flag falling for the rest of the contenders coming across the line. Flags flying from all the different teams and manufacturers, and we'll be waiting to see the different classes of car come over and register their specific victories. The winner of SPX has come across the line, a winning Mark Mustang. It's VDS Racing who have won the SPX category. They take the checkered flag. And Rick Breukers comes across the line to take the checkered flag in TCR. 2nd position is enough to allow them to win their championship in TCR. But they will not win this particular race, because James May has the checkered flag and he has won the TCE category. There is the Ginetta. Great fairy tale story after the previous one went up in flames in Barcelona. They've rebuilt that car and they've took a victory. Perhaps it is even better than the old one. Yeah, it really has come to them, and they've won on pure performance, Ben. It was a straightforward race to the flag. That it's not like they've had attrition for their competitors in this TCE race. They have taken it on pure performance. A big congratulations to James and Paul May, father and son team, and Colin White, who's no doubt played his part in the strategy of that.
Let's head down to the pit lane, though, and Bruce Jones.
Well, it's hugs all round at Pro Sport Performance. Let's grab two of the men, Joe Foster and Charles Putman. Hugs around. I'm going to go to Charles first because he was the man who stood staring at the screens. Charles, come on, give us a smile. That was dramatic to the finish.
Man, my heart has been beating all day. It was looking a little tough earlier in the day. And just bit by bit, like we've done all year, we just kind of kept on pushing and pushing. And this is close. It could have gone any way just with 20 seconds or so.
Yeah, the points were still swinging around on the final lap. The intervals were coming down. That's why you kept on glancing. Adam Christodoulou brought it home, but it's been a solid, fantastic season for you guys.
It's been great driving by all of us all year. Joe and Charles Espenlaub, thank you, brother. They've been with me on the 12-hour races. Chris is...
Well, here come two of the others. Let's go to Joe Foster in the middle. Well done, sir.
Thanks. What a day. We obviously had a lot of adventures, as you saw, even at the start. And Charles, anyway, it was a crazy day. It seemed like there was 10 different ways we could lose it, but we're very lucky to finish where we did. And obviously the 34 for once had a clean run and just drove a fantastic race. All those guys did. It was a great day.
Well done, a very great day. Let's grab the man in the blue hat, the man who had the horrid opening lap, Charles Espenlaub. He's got a long list of people to hug. Just stay with me.
Thank you, man.
Okay, Charles, talk us through. 12 hours ago, it was a little bit scary up at the first corner, but now you're the man with the biggest smile.
Well, I guess, man, you know, it's been a great season. Loved that whole thing, the endurance series. Obviously, this is just fantastic. Not the way we wanted to start the 12-hour. We've come over a lot of adversity during the day and got lucky on a lot of things. And
well, it was a bit of a moment going through Eau Rouge for you, wasn't it?
I don't think a lot of guys get to survive that deal, do they?
Did you actually touch the barriers?
I did a little bit. Not enough to knock the wing off or the mirror, but it did put a straight mark down the side. So my heart rate went up a little bit, and I'll have to get a new pair of Nomex from Sparco. But no, it was great. You know, obviously it's fantastic racing series. All the teams done a great job all season, and we're just really happy.
And not to also skip past the fact you were Porsche racers last year, you made the transition to Mercedes this year, and have come away at the end on the top of the pile, the European champions.
Yes, absolutely. You know, I mean, it's fantastic. We won the 991 championship last year, and to do this year with Pro Sport and all my friends and all new family and some friends from our Herbert races
from way back.
It's been great. The camaraderie, the help we get from the other teams and stuff, it's just great.
And the fact the drinks are already arriving on the ground in a case. Celebrations all round. Congratulations to Pro Sport. Well done, Charles.
Thank you.
I think the most poignant thing that Bruce found out there, Joe Foster nailed it there. They tried every way to lose it, didn't they? How close did they come to losing that at the top of Radio when Charles Espenlaub was hurtling backwards at unabated speed towards that barrier on driver's right. It happened to be on his left purely because he was travelling in the direction he wasn't pointing in. He was completely backwards, and I don't know how close he came to that barrier, but he came very close indeed. And that wouldn't have just been that race position, that would have been the championship. The overall 24H Series Teams Championship would have gone into the barrier at the top of Radio.
He is buying the beers for the whole paddock this evening.
Oh, absolutely.
Because every single driver who was in that car had to avoid him. And had they not, it was his championship over.
Won the race.
Go on, Bruce, speak to the crew.
Okay, Joseph Kral, you came through to take victory. A race full of incident, but it was tough the whole way to the finish for the Scuderia Praha crew.
For sure it was. It was really difficult race from the code 16. There were so many that in the end it was times, which is really unbelievable number, I say. Really just worked out, and in the end it's the win, which is the most important.
And it's not just a win, it's a win. I'm going to bring in Jiri here. The number of cars coming out to play, nearly 60 cars, shows how this championship is growing and growing.
Hopefully there will be a little bit more GT3 cars next year, I hope so. So we would like to join next year. So we will see if there will be maybe like 20 GT3 cars, would be better.
But racing here, when it's October, but it feels like July. It's been a fantastic 12 hours of Spa. Dry conditions, still a few incidents, but a lovely circuit to play on.
Actually, I have never seen in Spa such a nice weather like this weekend. Normally it should snowing here.
but it was really nice.
We'll take it, Jerry. Well done, and congratulations to Matteo Malucelli. Has he brought the Ferrari home? He will be soon.
I hope so.
Yes, you do hope so.
So the cars are slowly lining up on the start-finishing straight. Let's go back down to Bruce, who has the winner of the TCE category for this year.
So, Rick Breukers, another year, another title, won the TCE class in the 303. So, but it was a tough day today, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was tough. We had some difficulties at the beginning. We lost a lot of time. But after that, our race was perfect. We made up lots of time and we finished really close to P1. So we are really proud of the result today. Our pace was very, very strong, by far the strongest of any TCR car. So we are really happy.
And I think if people don't really watch this really carefully, they forget your father had a broken leg as well. And here is Ivo, he's fine. That was tough the whole way to the finish. I saw you all watching the screens with a lot of drama unfolding.
Yes, I was sweating all over, and not I was tired, but I was very excited to finish, and I hope everything went well. You know, it's a mechanical sport, that everything can happen, and the car had a little hit in the beginning, so we're really happy, really happy.
And now you've got the whole winter to get 2 strong legs again, eh?
Yes, we bought a new car, so we have to build up the new car to get ready for Dubai.
That's coming very soon. Exciting developments for next year. So for Ivo and Rick Breukers, well done, gentlemen. And just going to swing round, if I may, SP3 victors today. James May and Colin White, but maths, it can be a bit like a game of chess. And Colin, you were really concerned at the end. You wanted to make sure that James got behind the race-winning Ferrari, because one more lap, could that have been full disaster?
It would have been about 8 seconds, that's all there was left, if we in the wrong place. So, you know, everything had to play in the right way, and it's been 12 hours of it. So, and he's drove absolutely a brilliant race. So two of us done it. Shame his dad couldn't be here, but you know, we've done it for him as well, and for CWS and all the crew to come here and help us. What a fantastic time, you know. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Well, well done. And James, you knew the Ferrari had to come past you. How easy was it to identify which of the cars catching you was the Ferrari?
Impossible. It's lights, bright lights. Every time there was anyone anywhere near me, I was just kind of letting them by, hoping it was the Ferrari. And then he finally got me at turn 1. I thought, OK, this might be on now. And it was.
Well done. I mean, the most important point is the end of the race, not the start. So Colin White and James May, well done. And I hope to have you back again next year.
Thank you very much.
So here is the results after the 12 hours of Spa, the final round of the European season of Creventic, and it is a win for the Bohemia Energy Racing by Scuderia Praha. The Ferrari 488 takes victory by a lap over the SPS Automotive Performance Mercedes. Lance David Arnold finishing that car. It was close behind, though, 18 seconds to Max Edelhoff in the car collection Motorsport Audi, and then Hoffer Racing just 3 seconds back by the end behind Edelhoff and missing that podium spot. The 2019 Manthey Racing Porsche 911 in 5th position, and then Pro Sport Performance, it was enough for the championship. Adam Christodoulou finishing the Mercedes AMG GT3, 6th spot for that car ahead of Tony Fournet in the car collection Motorsport 33 Audi R8, and the 911 Herbert Porsche, which finished in 8th position. 9th position for Daniel de Jong in MP Motorsports Mercedes. Adrian Zumin in the MDC Sport Mercedes AMG GT3. Swiss team finished in 11th spot, and Frederick Vervisch finished in 12th position in the Come To You Racing Audi R8 LMS Ultra, its first experience. Then we get to the 991 class, and it's a win for Ebby Motors. First time they managed to run at this circuit, didn't do qualifying, didn't do the night practice because they didn't have an engine, but they've taken the 991 category ahead of QSR Racing School and Porsche Laurent Racing. The SPX winner, VDS Racing, in their Mark II Mustang, a debut in Europe for that wonderful machine and a victory. Speed Lover Porsche is the SPX category, and we roll further down to some of the cars that tailed the field. problems for the Mark Cars Australia run Mustang. It ended up in the barriers. KTM Expo was ran into. Gammy's Motorsport BMW M4 also had an accident. Van Berlo retired with reliability issues. QSR Racing was our very first Code 60, and Quick VR did not start the race. So for the results then of the TCE category, a big grid of cars. 33 were on the entry list and a healthy TCR dose as well. But it's an SP3 that takes victory. Ginetta G55, Colin White, in the end a gap of 1:28 seconds to NKPP Racing. Then Red Camel Jordan, enough for the championship for them. LMS Racing, third TCR car. Kawasaki just missing out on the podium. Holmgard Volkswagen Golf and Baporo Motorsport Cupra, the second of the SP3 cars, the JR Motorsport BMW E46. Then LALA Motorsport Cupra in 9th, AC Motorsport into 10th by the end after a great push from Vincent Rademacher. And then Wolfgang Haug, Johannes Christoffersen, Baz Kuten and SPV. GSR Motorsport in 13th. Hoffer Racing, the first of the Cup 1 cars, in 14th. Second is the 151 Sorgren Sport BMW M2, and that's split by the SPV Racing Cupra. Then it was the three A3 cars. Synchro Motorsport winning with a 5-lap advantage over PDM Motorsport BMW Z3 and Dan Agro's Peugeot RCZ. And then JJ Motorsport in their BMW M2, the third of the Cup 1 cars,
Bruce,
with
Ben, we need to do
some rather issues. Baporo Motorsport's Audi RS3 from TCR. Team Abra have some issues in SP3. Bonk Motorsport ended up out of the race in their Audi RS3. And then other issues for the rest of the competitors, remaining 10. Some accidents, some reliability issues. The Aston Martin, though, picking up our Spirit of the Race award in 26th after spending nigh on 2 hours in the pit box, but still giving a lot of pleasure and satisfaction to the boss of Aston Martin and Sir Chris Hoy sharing that car. GDR Racing did not start the race. WEC Racing did 1 lap, and our second Code 60 was the Volkswagen Motorsport development car. So that is the results from TCE and GT. It's been a very, very busy 12 hours of Spa with, to say, 3 hours of Code 60
Diana
running.
And I are ready to do the wrap-up.
So let's go down to Bruce and Diana for the wrap-up.
12 hours of racing now completed at the Spa-Francorchamps circuit. The hubbub behind it, the music is playing. People down there, I can hear the clinking of beer bottles. It's been a phenomenal event, brilliant weather. Nearly 60 cars came out to play, Diana. So much to entertain us. And again, at the end of a long race, all that atmosphere and the emotion down in the paddock. For the Pro Sport Performance crew, they took the championship victory. I think I was the only person who didn't get a hug down there.
I got a hug. It was absolutely fantastic. It was so good to see them take that win. But the last hour here, the championship rather, the last hour here has been phenomenal, hasn't it? I mean, the atmosphere has just built and built and built. But it's so good to see so much emotion, and it means so much passion. So all of the guys, I mean, Joe Foster, just before the flag fell, he said, I just don't want to look until that flag comes out. And he got his wish. There it was.
And there it was. The cars are still parked on the start-finish straight behind us. We already know where the races are in 2019. Some tweaks and changes to the championship. It's growing and growing. And the international feel, we still haven't finished the Creventic season for 2018. We've still got to go to the Circuit of the Americas, and the grid there is nearly double the size it was last year. So this is somewhere really on the up. And we've all been around racing a long old while. This is a cracking championship, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's full of competition, drama, excitement and fun. That's the biggest thing. I've been doing this a number of years, and you know, there's so much fun. Everyone makes you feel welcome. They deal with things when the pressure is on, but we still get really good at racing.
It's great racing. It's all on a human scale. As you say, if there's a problem, they sort it. It's done in a fair way. They listen to the teams. They listen to the drivers. That's why it keeps evolving. And they do have some of the longest podium ceremonies known to motor racing. So many classes. Of course, you could say it's split between the GTs and the touring cars, but each of those categories is split many times within Pro, Am, different shapes and sizes of cars, but the level of presentation, the quality of every single class is on the up, and it's such an encouraging series to be playing with.
It is, and it's fantastic to be here at Spa to witness all of this. The whole weekend, all we've had from drivers is how much this circuit has challenged them, how it's always been on their list to do. You know, Chris Hoy, for instance, hasn't really driven here in the evening. He has been to Spa before, but not done a 12-hour race, and absolutely loved it. He just thinks, he said to himself, why have I not been here before?
Well, I think that's actually also a good point. Chris Hoy, the Aston Martin, hit trouble. They spent about 2 hours sourcing it, but they weren't going to put it away because they still had potentially 8 hours of playing on this circuit in probably the best condition they will ever find it. No rain for ages, 25 degrees air temperature during the day, yesterday and today. And that's why that people like Andy Palmer, his day job, boss of Aston Martin, his play job is the weekend, and that's why he comes here.
And all credit to them for, you know, keeping on, looking at that car to find out what was wrong, to get it back out on track. It meant that much. And they did it with an ease of professionalism that we'd expect from them. But the whole series here tonight, there's so many people downstairs just waiting on the podium celebrations to begin so everyone can celebrate their achievements.
And in fact, just behind us, I think the drivers are about to start coming out. They fill the entire corridor. They're three abreast, waiting to come through the door onto the podium. And the first three drivers out should be from the winning Scuderia Praha Ferrari. I can see them in their red overalls, waiting to come out to play. Matteo Malucelli, Joseph Kral and Jiri Pisarik. Hats off to them, but also chased so hard by the SPS Mercedes crew, but doing what they needed to do to win the championship. The Pro Sport Performance Mercedes crew, number 85, 6th at the finish of the race, but they come out at the top of the pile for the European Championship.
And they are absolutely delighted with that. And they've worked so hard, and all of the drivers in that all really respect each other. They give each other a lot of encouragement, but don't underestimate the fact that they wanted to win desperately, and they've got that.
They did. They changed from, they moved up a class. They changed from Porsche to Mercedes, brought Adam Christodoulou in to show them exactly how to do it. He knows how to drive a GT3 class Mercedes. We call them A6 here, and that's why they will be heading to some big celebrations tonight, and certainly the atmosphere down there was fantastic. But now we're about to move over to the podium ceremony, so Diana, thank you.
Thank you, Bruce. It's been great. I hope everyone enjoys their celebrations, and we're handing back now to Ben.
The highlights of the 12 hours of Spa, starting early morning at 9:50 and finishing at 9:50 in the night. Drama straight away with the 85 car, the championship leader rotating in front of the rest of the field. Lucky, no contact whatsoever. The TCR cars headed off at the start of the race. Our first code 60, a huge accident for the QSL Mercedes race school, and a huge amount of disappointment down there. Accident for the 136 car. That went off and caused our second code 60. This amazing accident, the two leaders of the race at that point in TC and GT crashing into each other. Both were able to continue. But there were struggles out on circuits with the rear-wheel drive cars and the front-wheel drive losing grip, sometimes losing wheels. Porsche using this race as a testbed for the 2019 spec car. Raspberry Ripple doing a lovely job and showing just how credible this championship is. A huge blowout for Herbert Motorsport at the very start of the lap. They managed to get the car back without too much damage. Night fell, a long 12 hours got just a little bit shorter, and the challenge got much greater to be out onto circuit. Just 3 hours to wrap up at the circuit Spa-Francorchamps. Just one last scary moment for our 85 car, and a big accident for the Bonk Motorsport RS Audi. But victory went to Ferrari, championship went to Mercedes and Pro Sport Performance. Thank you very much for joining us here at Spa for the 12 hours, for watching online, for all of your comments and support. And make sure you tune in a month's time for the Kota 12 hours. It's going to be a mega event over in America to round out the season of Creventic before it all kicks off again in January with another spectacular Dubai 24 hours. Thank you very much to Bruce Jones and to Diana Binks down in pit lane, who've been ably assisting us with all the information and gossip from the 59 entered cars and teams. From myself, Ben Costenjuris, and our guests, let's get over to Joe Bradley to finish off proceedings with the podiums.
We're about to get on and go ahead with our podium presentation, our trophy presentation for the 2018 Spa 12 hours. Please, have we enjoyed ourselves? Wasn't that a fantastic race in all of our classes? Everybody down there working very, very hard indeed. So let's get right on with it. Trophies to present and some champagne to spray. So let's get on with it now. Our overall podium then. Please welcome to the podium. In third place, it's the number 34 Car Collection Audi. Johannes Dr. Kirchhoff, Max Edelhoff, Elmar Grimm and Ingo Vogler. In second place, the car started on the pole position. Number 16, the SP Automotive Performance Mercedes, Valentin Pierberg, Tim Muller and Lance David Arnold. And ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Hankook 12 Hours of Spa-Francorchamps 2018, Bohemia Energy Racing with Scuderia Praha Ferrari, car number 11, Yuri Pizarnik, Josef Kral and Matteo Magliucelli. And now, the national anthem of the winning team. Let's make some noise for our winners of the Hankook 12 Hours of Spa-Francorchamps 2018. And please welcome to the podium to present our trophies. First, Mr. Manfred Sandbichler from Hankook Tyres and Monsieur Jean Dubois, Race and Logistics Manager of the Spa Circuit. Third place trophies to be presented to the car collection, car number 34, the car collection Audi team, Johannes Dr. Kirchhoff, Max Edelhoff and Elmar Grimm. Big round of applause for our third place team. Our second place trophies will be next. So second place trophies being presented now by Mr. Sandbichler and Monsieur Dubois. The number 16 SPS Automotive Mercedes, Valentin Pierberg, Tim Muller and Lance David Arnold. And the drivers of our winning Ferrari, the Bohemia Energy Racing with Scuderia Praha Ferrari team, car number 11 of Yuri Pizarnik, Josef Kral and Matteo Magliucelli. Congratulations to all our winners' team's trophy. Are they the team's trophy, Ola? What fantastic trophies, and team trophies now to be presented. So team's trophies now to be presented first to the Car Collection Audi team. Our SPS Automotive Performance Mercedes team in second place. And team representative from the winning team of Bohemia Energy Racing with Scuderia Praha. Please, gentlemen, raise your trophies high in the air. Please raise your trophies high. And let's have some photographs from down in the pit lane underneath the podium. And when you're ready, gentlemen, the champagne! Oh dear. That is how to do a podium. Well done, gentlemen, and very well done for finishing on the podium here at the 2018 Hankook 12 Hours of Spa-Francorchamps. Congratulations to our winning team, the Scuderia Praha team. Well done. Our next podium presentation will be for our TCE race, our Touring Car Endurance Series. Just some more photographs, and we'll be replenishing the champagne on the podium and be getting straight on with our TCE presentation. Right then, let's get on with our TCE presentation. Please welcome onto the podium, in third place, it's the Red Camels Jordan Seat team, car 303 of Ivo Breukers and Rick Breukers. In second place, car 175, NKPP Racing by Baskuten Racing, Gijs Bessen and Harry Hilders. And the winners, ladies and gentlemen, of the Hankook 12 Hours of Spa-Francorchamps 2018 for our Touring Car Endurance Series, car 178, CWS Engineering Janetta of Colin White, James May, and where's Paul? He's not here, all right. Well done, James May and Colin White. Two-driver effort, winning in TCE. And now please be upstanding for the national anthem of the winning team. Make some noise for our TCE winners. Our TCE podium right there, ladies and gentlemen. And please welcome back once again to present our trophies, Mr. Manfred Samblicker of Hankook Tyres and Monsieur Jean Dubois, the race and logistics manager of the Circuit de Spa. First trophies being presented to the Red Camel Jordan Seat team of Ivo Breukers and Rick Breukers. And now, second place trophies being presented to the car number 175, the NKPP Racing by Baskuten Racing, Gijs Bessen and Harry Hilders. Congratulations to them for a very fine second place. Congratulations all round. These two drivers have competed in every single one of the 24-8 series races since it began. That's quite an achievement. Our winners, though, tonight, the winners of the Hankook 12 Hours of Spa-Francorchamps 2018 for TCE, CWS Engineering Janetta of Colin White and James May. Big round of applause, everyone. And next, our team trophies. Because endurance racing is a team sport. It's not just about these guys up here, it's all about you guys down there. All that effort that's been put into this. Well done, everyone. And the winning team trophy being awarded to Colin White. Well done, Colin, team principal of CWS Engineering. And we'll hold your trophies high in the air, gents. Hold your trophies high for your photographs. Some more photographs from down below. And when the flashes have subsided, we will have the champagne! Thank you, everyone. A big round of applause, and once again for our overall podium for our touring car series. And we'll be getting straight on with more trophy presentations. Getting on to our class trophy presentations now. Our A6 Pro class will be the next trophy presentation. And I think we are ready, so let's get straight on then. In A6 Pro, please welcome to the podium in third place, car 19, MP Motorsport Mercedes, Daniel de Jong, Henk de Jong and Bert de Huys. In second place, the number 1 Mercedes of Hofer Racing, Michael Kroll, Chantal Prance, Alexander Prance, Kenneth Hare and Christian Frankenhout. And our A6 Pro Class winners are indeed our overall winners. So please welcome back with a big warm welcome the number 11 Bohemia Energy Racing with Scuderia Praha Ferrari team of Yuri Pizarnik, Josef Kral and Matteo Magliucelli. And once again, please welcome Mr. Sam Bickler and Monsieur Dubois to present our trophies. Firstly, to the third place team of the number 19 MP Motorsport Mercedes of Daniel de Jong, Henk de Jong and Bert de Huys. And second place trophies to the Hofer Racing Mercedes team, car number 1, outgoing champions, Michael Kroll, Chantal Prince, Alexander Prince, Kenneth Hare and Christian Frankenhout. And the winning drivers in our A6 Pro class, the Bohemia Energy Racing with Scuderia Praha Ferrari of Yuri Pizarnik, Josef Kral and Matteo Magliucelli. Big round of applause for our A6 Pro class. Please, gentlemen, hold your trophies high in the air. For our photographs, some more photographs from down below. And when the flashes have gone out, ladies and gentlemen, let's go with the champagne. And that, once again, ladies and gentlemen, is how to do a podium. Well done, everyone. Our A6 Pro class, everyone, really milking the podium the last of the European Championships for A6 Pro. Well done, everyone. So we'll just replenish our champagne for our next class presentation, which will be for our A6AM class. So please welcome to the podium A6AM class. In third place is the number 85 Pro Sport Performance Mercedes, Charles Putman, Charles Espenlaub, Joe Foster and Adam Christodoulou. Please welcome back the number 34 Car Collection Motorsport Audi team of Johannes Dr. Kirchhoff, Max Edelhoff, Elmar Grimm and Ingo Vogler. And again, please welcome back, second overall, but first in the A6AM category, car 16, the SPS Automotive Performance Mercedes of Valentin Pierberg, Tim Muller and Lance David Arnold. And once again, our trophies will be presented by Mr. Manfred Sambickler of Hankook Tyres and Monsieur Dubois. We'll just let them say hello to one another and we can now present the trophies. Thank you, Manfred. Firstly then, to third place in the A6AM class, the Pro Sport Performance Mercedes Car 85, Charles Putman, Charles Espenlaub, Joe Foster and Adam Christodoulou. And in second place in A6AM, Car 34, Car Collection Motorsport Audi, Johannes Dr. Kirchhoff, Max Edelhoff, Elmar Grimm and Ingo Vogler. And the first place trophies then to the number 16 SPS Automotive Performance Mercedes, Valentin Pierberg, Tim Muller and Lance David Arnold. Congratulations to our A6AM podium, our class podium. A big congratulations. Hold your trophies high in the air, please, gentlemen. Hold your trophies high for our photographs. Some more photographs from downstairs. Well, they've gone with the champagne. The champagne! I've got to say, our podiums tonight have been pretty good. We've had 3, 4 now proper podiums where we've actually sprayed lots of champagne. Congratulations, our A6AM competitors. Our next podium will be for the SP4 event-only class, of which we have one car. So we're going to present the trophy to the number 912 Porsche of Manthey Racing, Edward Lewis Browner, Jürgen Haring and Sven Muller. Congratulations and thank you for bringing that development car for us to see. Only 2 drivers on the podium for SP4. I think I need one volunteer, or do you want to do it together? Manfred and Monsieur Dubois, you're going to take the duties and share them. So 1 trophy each. Congratulations to the Manthey Racing Porsche team. And we will take a quick photograph and then some photographs from downstairs. And then, gentlemen, I don't know whether you want to spray each other with champagne or maybe take it home to drink it. You've got to really spray the champagne. That's only proper. Yeah. Well done. our SP4 class runner, the Manthey Racing Porsche. Congratulations to them. Our next podium is for our SPX class, and we'll just wait a few moments to replenish the champagne. And then we'll be getting right on with our trophy presentation. And it was a really hard-fought class in SPX. So please welcome, in third place, car 51, the Mark Cars Australia, Jake Calamari, Adrian Morale, and Keith Kazuki. Second place in SPX is the number 78 Speed Lover Porsche, Dominique Bastion, Jaime Cabo Fernandez, and Bob Wilvert. And the winner of SPX, car 58, the VDS Racing Adventures of Raphael van der Straten, Jose Kloss, and Joel van Luc. Congratulations, our SPX class winners. Once again, please welcome back Manfred Samblicker of Hankook Tyres and Monsieur Dubois, the Racing and Logistics Manager of the Circuit du Spa, to present our third place team with their trophies. That's the number 51 Mark Cars Australia, Jake Camilleri, Adrian Morale, and Keith Kazuki. Second place trophies to the Speed Lover Porsche team. Car 78 in second place, Dominique Bastien, Jaime Cabo Fernandez, and Bob Wilvert.
Congratulations. Thank you.
And our first place team and drivers in the SPX class. Car 58 is the VDS Racing Adventures, Raphael van der Straten, Jose Kloss, and Joel van Luc.
It looks to know each other. Yeah. Congratulations. That's you. Thank you. Congratulations, like all the time. Thank you. Congratulations. And one
so please hold your trophies high, gentlemen. Hold your trophies high for the official photographs, and then a little bit higher for the photographs from downstairs. And now, gentlemen, the champagne. Next podium is ready, this time for our 991 Porsche class. Oh, and it's got a big following down there. I hope you're ready to meet your crowd. In third place, please welcome to the podium, car 64, Porsche Lorient Racing, Philippe Paulette, Frédéric Lelevieux, Pascal Gibon, and Lionel Amouche. In second place is the number 94 QSR Racing School, Rodri Guillon, Nico Verdonk, Ralph Van Bell, and Tommy Graberg. And the winner, and what a story this is, the number 73 EB Motors team, Lino Curti, Carlo Curti, and Marco Fressa. And once again, to present our trophies Mr. Sam Bickler and Monsieur Dubois to present the trophies first to our third place team. The number 64 Porsche Lorient Racing. Congratulations. A bit confused as to who the drivers are. There are four. Philippe Paulette, Frédéric Lelivière, Pascal Guiron and Lionel Amrouche. And in second place, the QSR Racing School, car 94 of Roderick Guillon, Nico Verdonk, Raf van Bel and Tommy Graberg. And next, the winning trophy then, to the number 73 EB Motors Porsche, Lino Curti, Paolo Curti and Marco Frezza. Hold your trophies high in the air, gentlemen, for our photographs. A little bit more high in the air for our photographs from downstairs. And then, when you are ready, please, the champagne! That is the way to do it, but not over me. Well done, everyone. A cracking battle, and EB Motors eventually taking that very fine win after a very trying week. So, last minute photographs. Our next trophy presentation will be for our GT4 class. Go forward, you know. You can go forward. Well done, our 991 class. And we're still milking this podium, aren't we? So, we will eventually get the 991 runners off, but they've deserved it, so why not? We have all night. Why not? Let's get straight on then with our GT4 class podium. Please welcome in third place, it's card number 256 of Gamzes Motorsport, the BMW M4 of Hakan Sari and Recep Sari. And in second place, car 250, Mark Cars Australia once again, this time with a BMW M4, Darren Jorgensen, Brett Strom and John Miller. And please welcome then our winners, car 47, Fox Motorsport Audi of Jamie Stanley, Ben Klukas and Andrew Perry. Congratulations, Fox Motorsport, on a very fine GT4 win. And once again, please welcome to the podium Mr. Sam Bickler and Monsieur Dubois to present our trophies, firstly to Gamzes Motorsport for coming third. Congratulations to them. And in second place, to receive their trophies for the number 250, 250, the Mark Cars Australia BMW. Congratulations for a very hard-fought second place. Not far behind the winners, less than 2 minutes, but very much the winners of GT4. Fox Motorsport Audi, car 47, Jamie Stanley, Ben Klukas and Andrew Perry. Well done, just hold your trophies high in the air, please, gentlemen. Hold your trophies high. That's it. And after the photographs, please, the champagne! That is a proper podium. Well done. Well done, GT4. Congratulations, everyone in GT4. Our next presentations will be for our classes in our TCE series, our Touring Car Endurance series. We're just replenishing the champagne. And the next class of racing will be for our Cup 1 category. Cup 1? Excellent. You're where you should be. Right then, let's get straight on. We've got the champagne replenished. And our Cup 1 category then to be presented with their trophies. Please welcome in third place, car 156, JJ Motorsport BMW of John Landrum, Paul Dubinsky, Alistair McEwen and Rob Gill. In second place, car 151, the Sorg Rennsport BMW of Daniel Rogers, Chris Waddle and Seth Thomas. And in first place in Cup 1, please welcome to the podium the number 131, the Hofer Racing, powered by Bonk Motorsport team of Martin Kroll, Michael Schreer, Michael Fisher, Bernd Kuiper and Gustav Engelringer.
Just go and get your photograph. Don't worry about the cameras. You do what you have to do. Get that photograph.
They've earned it. Well done, everyone, in Cup 1. One of the fan favourites this class because it's always hard fought. And once again, please welcome to the podium to present our trophies Mr. Sandberger and Monsieur Dubois. Firstly, to present third place trophies to the JJ Motorsport team, car 156. John Landrum, Paul Dubinsky, Alistair McEwen and Rob Gill are the drivers in that car. Second place trophy will be presented to car number 151, that's the Sorg Rennsport team of Daniel Rogers, Chris Waddle and Seth Thomas. And now our first place trophies to be presented to the winners of Cup 1 for the Hankook 12 Hours of Spa-Francorchamps. Car 131, that's the Hofer Racing, powered by Bonk Motorsport. Martin Kroll, Michael Schreer, Michael Fisher, Bernd Kuiper and Gustav Engelringer. Big round of applause for our Cup 1 class. Well done, gentlemen. Please hold your trophies high in the air. Hold those trophies high until we get some good photographs. And then I think we're ready for the champagne. Good podium, gentlemen. Good podium. Well done, everyone, and a big round of applause then for our Cup 1 winners, Hofer Racing, powered by Bonk Motorsport. Well done, car 131, a great victory in Cup 1. Congratulations to them. Our next trophy presentation will be, Gustav, that is so unfair, you always get the most wet. On you, so much.
you know, I'm very fast downhill, but in front of the steps, I'm lost.
Yes,
yeah.
I know. But hey, that's what you work for, to get sprayed with champagne. Well done, congratulations. Very hard fought Cup 1. Fantastic to see that car win. And we're getting ready now for our TCR class podium. So are we replenished? I believe we are. Let's get on with it. It's firstly, welcome third place in TCR, car 129. That's the LMS Racing by Bascoot & Cupra of Antti Burri, Olli Kangas and Kari-Pekka Laaksonen. In second place in TCR, please welcome back the Red Camel Jordans team of car 303, Ivo Breukers and Rick Breukers. And the winners of TCR, please welcome back to the podium, second overall in TCE. It's the 175 NKPP Racing by Bascoot Racing of Gijs Bessem and Harry Hilders. Once again, trophies to be presented by Mr. Sandbichler and Monsieur Dubois. Firstly, to our third place TCR car, which is the LMS Racing by Bascoot Racing, car 129, Antti Burri, Olli Kangas and Kari-Pekka Laaksonen. Second place trophies to be presented to the second place TCR team, car 303, the Red Camel Jordans of Ivo Breukers and Rick Breukers. Congratulations to them. And the winners of our TCR class, second overall in TCE, the number 175, that's NKPP Racing by Bascoot Racing, Gijs Bessem and Harry Hilders.
Congratulations, yours, and
well done, our TCR runners. Please hold your trophies high in the air. Hold your trophies high. And some more photographs from downstairs. Well done, everyone. And now, gentlemen, the champagne. Congratulations, our TCR podium then. Well done, everyone. Moving quickly on, the next trophy presentation is for our SP3 class. Are we excited for our SP3 class trophy? Oh, we've got a crowd, everyone, for our SP3 class. We've got a crowd, so pressure's on to get this right. You've got to get this right for the crowd, everyone. We want to see a proper podium. Lots of spraying of champagne. Right, then let's get straight on. In third place, Team Aber Racing's BMW, car 234, Richard Neary, Ian Stinton and Sam Neary. In second place, it's car 118 of JR Motorsport, Wartsluis, Michael Verhagen and Ruud Olje. And in first place in SP3, overall winners of TCE, it's the number 178 Ginetta of CWS Engineering, Colin White and James May. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, I should say. And please welcome back to present our trophies once again. Mr. Sandbichler of Hankook Tyres and Monsieur Dubois of the Circuit du Sport. trophy presentation for third place to the Team ABBA Racing BMW team of Richard and Sam Neary and Ian Stinton. Hey. Second place trophies to the GR Motorsport BMW of Ward Sluis, Michael Verhagen and Ruud Olic. And first place trophies to our SP3 class winners and indeed overall winners in TCE. The CWS Engineering Ginetta car 178 of Colin White and James May. Round of applause please for our SP3 special cars category. Please raise your trophies high in the air, gentlemen. Raise your trophies high for the photographs. Now you've got a crowd, so let's do this properly. The champagne! Good podium from the SP3 people. A big well done. Tell them like this. Because he's done now but win. Because he's done now but win. See you guys. Well done. See you guys. Well done. Ladies and gentlemen, our final podium, not just of the night, but of our 2018 European Championship season. It's for our A3 touring car class. And we are ready to go. Please welcome to the podium in third place in A3, Dan Agro Racing's Peugeot, Anders Rasmussen, Suna Marksonen, Henry Thompson, and Nikolai Kandborg. In second place is car 999 of PDM Motorsport. It's that little BMW Z3 that's been such a fan favourite. Pierre Delanchier, Dimitri Kluysens, and Maxens van der Kirchhoff. And the winners, ladies and gentlemen, of our A3 class. Please welcome car 76, Synchro Motorsport Honda, Alan James, Daniel Wheeler, and Matt Neal. Congratulations to our A3 podium winners. And please welcome back for the final time tonight. They've done so well. A big round of applause for our trophy presenters, Mr. Sam Bickler and Monsieur Dubois, who will present our third place trophy to the Dan Agro Racing Peugeot team. And in second place, the BMW Z3 Coupe of PDM Motorsport. And our final winner of the night, our A3 class winner, is the number 76 Honda Civic Type R of Synchro Motorsport. Alan James, Daniel Wheeler, and Matt Neal.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's your trophy. Cheers. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well done.
Hold your trophies high in the air, gentlemen. Hold your trophies high in the air for our photographs. And then, please, more photographs. Well, let's have the champagne. The champagne! Final podium of the European season, our final podium of the night. And a big congratulations to all of our trophy recipients. It's been a very hard-fought race. That was a fantastic 12 hours of Spa. The European season is over, but 2018 is not over. We reconvene at the Circuit of the Americas for the final round of the Championship of the Continents. Good night, good bless, and have a safe journey home. We'll see you next time.